Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Today is the recitation of the third stanza of Asa Mahalla Pehla on page 347 of the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And we have been reciting stanza by stanza, so I just want to reiterate that. The recitation, Asa Mahalla Pehla, Mera Mano Mera Nirmal, Sach Samale Ram. Avgan Met Chale Gun Sangam Nale Ram. Avgan Par Har Karni Sari, Dar Sache Sachiaro. ਆਵਣ ਜਾਵਣ ਠਾਕ ਰਹਾਏ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਤਤ ਵਿਚਾਰੋ ਸਾਜਨ ਮੀਤ ਸੁਜਾਨ ਸਖਾ ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਮਿਲੇ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਰਤਨ ਪਰਗਾਸਿਆ ਐਸੀ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਪਾਈ. First, the poetic translation, the literal rendition. Mera Mano Mera Nirmal, Sach Samale Ram. My mind and heart are Nirmal, pure. The self as Guru is my support. Because of the support of the Guru, my mind is now pure. Avgan met chale gun sangam nale ram. Avgan met chale. I have erased my vices. Gun sangam nale ram. Avgan met chale. I have erased my vices with the confluence of virtues. Sangam is a confluence. It's not just one virtue, but a constellation, if you will. So with them, I've erased my virtue, my vices. Avagana parahar karani sari dar sache sachiyaro. So having checked my vices, my intent, my actions, my karani, katni, has become harmonious. In the court of the self, I have become a moral agent, in other words. The court of the self, dar sache, it's really this existence. So in this existence, I have become a moral agent, satyar. Avan javan thakarai, gurmukh tat vicharo. Balance the wavering mind through Guru wisdom. Understand the self. Sajan meet sujan sakhatu, sach mile vadiyai. And the self is a beloved friend. It is wise and a constant companion. And meeting it is the gift of virtue received. Vadiyai. Nanak naam ratan pargasiya, aisi gurmat pai, says Nanak. I have found the way of gurmat, aisi gurmat, kaisi, lit by the jewel of self-knowledge. In other words, the path of gurmat is a well-lit path. So how would we interpret this? If you recall, in the previous stanza, just above this, the state was in the mind was in a state of mana, which meant clear-eyed and in unison with the self. No self-doubt here. And in this stanza, the word Nirmal has been used to kind of describe that state in another way. The Guru says, with the Guru's support, Sach Samale, my head and heart is now Nirmal, free of the corruption of the ego self. Mera Mano Mera Nirmal. He then goes on to expand on what Nirmal means. In pragmatic terms, it means to erase vices and assimilate virtues. Avgan met chale gun sangam nale. So the establishment of a virtuous life is perhaps the most important foundational dimension in Sikhi. So wisdom is the quality of the self which is expressed as a confluence of virtues. We saw that. Gun sangam nale. And these virtues must be redeemed from our beloved friend, the self, Sajanamit, who is wise, who is actually wisdom, Sujan, and a constant companion within, and therefore very accessible. But approaching the self, in other words, to assimilate its essential virtue, is not a direct process, because the ego self, the manmukh, the immoral agent, if you will, does not really know the self, doesn't know how to proceed there. It needs the instruction of the guru for two reasons. One, to train the mind. The second, to become receptive to virtue. We have to train the mind. And secondly, to receive communication on the essence of the self, contemplation, to understand what the mind is dealing with, and then to make the connection with the self through these two intertwined things. Training, diligence, virtue, and communication, contemplation. So through diligence and hard work, under the guidance of the Guru, the gift of self-knowledge, vadiyai, is given, and it is demonstrated or expressed in a virtuous life through righteous action. Karani sar. What is righteous action? That which is devoted to the common good. So the mind now, from manya, has become a moral agent, satyaro, an agent for hukam, dar sache, devoted to the common good, or else wisdom is of no use. It has to be pragmatic, practical. It has to be expressed. So wisdom and virtue is this positive feedback loop, if you will. And for that, you need the guru as a mediating influence or as a mediator. So such is the way of Gurmat, which Nanak says he has found. That path is lit with virtues. In other words, there is clarity. There is no self-doubt. There is no corruption. And the common good is what this moral agent is working towards. And Satyara, as you know, is the foundational concept in Sikhi. Kiv Satyara hoye, kiv kur tutte pal. Hukam rajai chalana, Nanak likhya naal. So to become a Satyara, Guruji is expanding upon that process on how to actually become a Satyara, which is a process. It's not a destination, because this feedback loop is constant. So let's all work towards becoming a Satyara with diligence and with guidance from the Guru. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.